Alright guys, quick vid for USF2000 at Milwaukee Mile. Hopefully we see some decent participation for these cars on ovals. It's a little big, but still interesting. Small enough to be interesting anyway. We're not flat out or anything, which can't be all the same about said about the Cup car. 105 track temp, just probably. I just generated the weather for what's going to be the session next week, so it's probably going to be around that. 30% usage if you want to compare. Not a lot of markers, not a lot of reference points, but we're going into one. And we want to stay right up to the wall, of course. There's not a really good turning point here. You know, there's like a little break in the fence. There's a stoplight, but really we're just kind of getting a feel out where we want the car to be. An entry. And we're coming in a little bit high, you know, kind of middle. And there's this point here where I'm going to lift and shift down into fifth. And shifting down into fifth is going to be important for getting the car rotated where we want. And then getting a feel of when we bring back on the throttle is going to, that's going to decide if it's a really good lap or just a mediocre. So this inside line isn't quite a constant radius. There's a little, comes out a little bit, and that's on both 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And that's where it comes out is kind of going to be our apex. You can use some of the curb. In this lap, I just kind of kiss it, and that worked pretty well for me. So you'll see me get off the throttle, then I'm going to shift down into fifth. And now I'm waiting. So I'm waiting for the car to rotate. And once the car starts turning in, the rear just moves a little bit, and you get rotation. Then I'm going to come and bring back up the throttle, and see how this curb comes out a little bit right here. That's what I'm aiming for. So I'm just going to kiss that curb. I'm already full throttle. You know, and then I'm trying not to scrub. I'm trying to get as much wheel out as I can, just not scrub speed. Come out all the way to the wall. Then I'll be back into sixth. We have a little bit more references maybe here. We have this Gal sign, the Toyota sign. I use just about the Gal sign in my turn in. Pretty similar here, where we want to be and where we're going to look for our apex. So you see me lift again into fifth. And I'm letting the car rotate a tiny bit. And once I feel comfortable with how far the car's rotated and where my nose is pointing, I'm back on. And again, you'll see this is actually where the where I'm kind of looking to touch it again. It's not quite a constant radius. This is less than 1 and 2, but it's still a little bit. And we're not really diamonding like you see in like a stock car, but we're still kind of using the same apex point. So I'm back on throttle. Didn't quite get there, but this was still a good lap. I'm coming all the way up to wall again, not scrubbing any speed. No problems there. And that's a whole lap of Milwaukee. It's both really simple and very subtle. So you'll probably get a feel for it. It's all just going to be trying not to scrub speed and get the car rotated where you want in the middle of the corner. I experimented with using a little bit of brake, especially 1 and 2, just dragging it a tiny bit. I couldn't really make it work. Even though I got a little bit more rotation, I just couldn't make up for that that loss of momentum in the middle of the corner. So yeah, I mean, give it a try. This was a 28.187. So yeah, I mean, these cars are fun and oval, so I hope you give it a go.